Hey, Tyler Watson here, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here and experiencing the transformation in a time of chaos. Just a real quick little bit about myself. I know I look like I'm really young. I'm actually 30 years old, and I've got two beautiful girls, little girls, and an amazing wife. And my passion is helping entrepreneurs become unstoppable on their journey to success without having to sacrifice their health, their sanity, and their family. So what I'm doing here today for you is utilizing a technique that is so amazing. And it's not the technique that's amazing. It's us as human beings. We have the potential to create and change anything in our life. And if we feel like we can't, then some part of us is holding on to the past or afraid of the future. And right now, there is a lot of fear out there going around with the coronavirus, with all these people who are, canceling things and everything's just being stopped. And this video I wanted to do to empower you so that you can shift out of that stagnant feeling and literally use your mind, your brain powers, the powers that you have been given so that you can transform things into something else. And you'll learn all about this as we dive in. So I just want to thank you for taking that time and going on this journey. For me, over the past 6 years, I literally, just a little quick backstory, and then we'll get to the session. I started off as an entrepreneur, a massage therapist, and I struggled a lot. I would set a goal, and then things would stop me. It was like I was addicted to pornography. I had depression, suicidal thoughts, all these feelings all the time that when I would hope for something and I'd get a vision and I'd feel that inside of me saying, this is possible, like this could change my life, it seemed like everything just came against me and I'd self-sabotage and I'd create a reality that was not fun. It was not exciting and it wasn't what I wanted to teach others. So as I learned how to shift out of that, using a lot of these modalities and this being one of them, I was able to go from a place of literally making less than $12,500 in a year to making six figures within 7 months. Going and speaking for Ted McGrath and doing joint ventures with Les Brown and doing some really incredible things, from writing a book, all the while maintaining a great family life, which today, how many entrepreneurs do you see who are thriving, actually thriving in their business, but yet have an amazing family life? I don't see it as often as it needs to be. So we need to change that. We need to step out of the old identities of self-sacrifice, sacrificing our health, sacrificing our family, sacrificing the things that are important to us so that we can shift out of the fear and into success. So thanks again for joining me. Let's go into shift out of this coronavirus fear mentality that is everywhere so that you can start to turn that into prosperity. I just want to share with you, first off, what I'm going to do. And by the time you're done watching this video, what's going to happen is, if you believe it, because this is really based on belief, and I'm going to teach a little bit before I do this to help some of you believe that it's possible to actually change your thoughts and feelings and how things work in the world. So by the time we're done, that you can actually take all the fear that's going on, all the doubts, all the uncertainties, all the stuff with the coronavirus that's going on, to use that energy for productivity to help you actually thrive in your life so that it doesn't affect your business, your family life, your connection with your higher power, and so many other things. So the modality of choice that I'm going to use is dowsing, okay? For those of you who have no idea what that means, let me just share a little backstory to give you some belief. Then I'm just going to go right into this. And I'm setting the intention that as you're watching this, it's going to be just as potent and powerful for however long you watch. So if you have to rewatch it, if stuff comes back on, cool. It'll be just as effective in this recording. So dowsing, I learned about dowsing since I was a kid. My dad is an avid dowser. He learned through many gurus and Raymond Grace and many other people. And I grew up in Arkansas. And dowsing was primarily used in the past to find things. So it was used to locate water lines, gold, different things underneath the ground that you would take two rods and find stuff. And so this has been around for a long time. Now, what happened is as we started to utilize that ability, because all this is based on two things. Number one, that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can be transferred. If you believe that, then this technique will work. Also, that everything is made out of energy. If you believe that and you know that it can be transferred, then, and your thoughts are energy, then this technique will work really well. Now, if you doubt this, if you don't believe it, you're probably not going to get results, because that belief of not believing actually has a frequency and it is valid and it is real. So for those of you who doubt, for those of you who have so much fear and you're not willing to change it, you will continue believing what you believe and you'll continue getting the results you're going to get, and you're going to be stuck and still in that victim state. And that's okay. I'm not tied to that. Hopefully you're one of those people who are open to utilizing the powers at B to change things in your world. I have seen things and been through so much that I cannot doubt that this works, because I've just seen it hundreds and hundreds of times. For some of you, this is brand new and it might seem a little odd. So let me just tell a little bit about how this works. What I'm going to do is I'm using the power of my mind, intention, really focused and trained over the years to take the energy that is out there around fear and break it down, so scrambling it and transferring it into something positive. So if you ever seen like the Lego movie, he's like a master builder. That's what we're doing. You're like pulling together, breaking down all of the blocks, and then you build something else that you want. And it's really, really cool. So what I've seen dowsing work on we've seen it work on food allergies. I've seen it change how the pancreas functions. I've seen how to get rid of traumas, dog allergies. I've seen people who have been stuck in poverty change. I've seen people who I saw Pedro, who had like $26,000 in debt, totally shift it and change it through this. Literally, like the debt ended up being forgiven and was gone. We've seen from some of the stories that I've heard from my teachers, things from taking dead plants that have been sprayed with Roundup to transform the Roundup into fertilizer and having 6 cuttings, or like the most cuttings they've ever had after they changed it, to I've had my car that was broken down, used dowsing, which is the power of intention, using intention to change things, and had my car that was broken, not working, to figure out exactly what was wrong with it, change it so that I didn't have to pay to get it changed, because I didn't have a whole lot of money at that time. So we've seen it on thousands of things, and I've taught this to hundreds of people, and so I know it works. If you don't believe it works, then I'm going to do a little bit here to help some of that. And I just encourage you to be open. And if you have judgments about what I'm going to do, just realize that behind every judgment is an energy frequency that is affecting you. And it's not affecting you positively. So allow that to just be transformed into hope and faith so that you can take back what's going on in the economy, take back what's going on in your life, and use it for something greater. Cool? All right. So I use a pendulum to douse. This has nothing to do with this, okay? It's everything to do with this. I could have a string and a ring and it would work. All this does is tell me when I'm done. So I have programmed with my intention to measure things. It's going to go counterclockwise to scramble. And you might think that I'm spinning it, but I'm actually not. It's actually going to be doing it by itself. When it's done, it'll stop and it'll go back to neutral. When I add things, it'll spin clockwise, okay? And so as I'm doing this, I'm just going to invite you. Some of you can close your eyes, some of you can watch, whatever you want to do. But over the next 10, 15 minutes, we are going to transform a lot of stuff. I'm just going to tune in to see what all we're going to do. I just did this on myself yesterday and had, man, one of the most productive days I've had. And I was feeling in a slump. And it was because there was these energies out there of fear, of uncertainty that was affecting me. And I was not aware of it until I did something about it. So hopefully if you're experiencing some sort of uncertainty, some sort of fear, some sort of like unknowingness, maybe you feel stuck, that this will help shift that for you. Cool? All right. So here we go. Regarding doing this on scrambling the spirit of fear for the people watching this, may we, can we, should we? Good. Any reason not to? Awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to scramble the spirit of fear regarding the media, other people who have had other cases regarding the coronavirus. We're going to scramble the spirit of fear, the spirit of uncertainty, the doubts, the unknowingness, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that are not serving you, your family, or your community regarding this situation. We're going to scramble it from you, from anyone in your home, from your neighbors, community, from the state that you live in, take the whole spirit of fear in the state that you're in, scrambling that frequency at this time. Let's go ahead and scramble the universal frequency that's going on in our country, in the country that you might live in. The feeling of being paralyzed, of being taken advantage of or controlled or manipulated or hurt or threatened. And we're going to scramble those feelings, those frequencies, that energy, those thoughts, those feelings, those projections of fears and uncertainties. Good. We're going to also scramble the spirit or the feeling of hoarding, of feeling trapped, of feeling secluded and alone. The feeling of lack and not enough. Of the feeling of being forced or pushed or influenced by outer forces other than you. Scramble also the feeling of blaming others for your situation or the fear that is occurring. We're going to scramble the fear of communication and connection. The lack of hope. We're going to scramble that feeling. Cool. Regarding this, we're also going to just, those listening, we're going to scramble any feelings of not being open, of not being ready for this change, and also the spirit of doubt or uncertainty. We're going to scramble judgment regarding being able to change and how I'm changing it, and that if it will work for you. We're going to scramble any past experiences that might make you interpret this as weird or odd or mystical. Scramble any of your pains that you have accrued due to believing in something and not getting it. We're going to scramble the feeling of being let down. And that's a pretty big one I'm picking up. Good. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to scramble the spirit of greed on regarding the coronavirus and anyone who might have an influence over what's going on, and that spirit of manipulation, control, or greed. Okay. We're going to scramble any negative influences, any mindsets, emotions, thoughts, feelings regarding this coronavirus, the fear of traveling, the fear of being around people, the fear of catching the disease or the virus. Good. I'm going to scramble the feeling of wanting or needing a crisis or a cleanse. We're going to scramble the time frame of a national disaster or a worldwide disaster. The feeling that it's time for one. The feeling that we need to have one. The pattern that has been set up to cleanse the planet or cleanse humanity, and feeling that a crisis is how we have to do it. We're going to scramble any and all generational beliefs and mindsets or patterns that have led to this virus going viral. Pun intended. We're going to scramble that energy. Scramble the feeling that we need to have this occur. Good. We're going to scramble any and all suppression of our immune systems due to fear and lack of trust and lack of faith. Scramble the responses that might be accruing in your body due to the unnecessary stress that you have taken on, the doubts or even the thoughts that have just been placed in the back of your mind that are taking up any form and space, time, and matter that are not serving you for your highest good. Good. We're going to also scramble regarding this coronavirus, the spirit of death, the negative energies and frequencies and intentions of the media on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever other social medias, YouTube that are out there. We're going to scramble the collective mentality of fear and the negative energies of those, the news on TV, the radio, anything that you've previously heard that is contributing to this fear or this doubt. We're going to scramble that energy at this time. Good. We're also going to scramble the feeling of fear of travel, fear of fear of the bacteria or viruses being transferred by others or on surfaces, and any anxiety of what you're going to touch or who you're going to be around. we're going to scramble the feeling of hoarding, of hiding, and the feeling that you need to save out of fear. Good. We're also going to scramble the fear of being alone and abandoned, the fear of being too old and having old age, or too young, or predispositions to diseases, that you might get those because of your past health, your past history, and any and all fear regarding that. Scramble any anger towards others or the universe or people who are in charge, or political leaders that you might feel like you're blaming. Good. We're also going to scramble any collective feelings regarding your religious organizations or political organizations or business organizations that might be contributing or adding to this fear, whether consciously or unconsciously. And we're going to scramble any and all feelings regarding those, and thoughts and emotions. We're also going to scramble any and all previous programs that might have been in your cells or in your brain that are being re-stimulated by this coronavirus, or any of its consequences that are happening and occurring. Okay, we're just going to scramble the coronavirus in and of itself, and scramble the viral contagion of it, the spreading of it. We're going to scramble the virus itself for anyone who is listening to this that might have it or might think about having it. And we're going to scramble any self-doubt that this will work and that you can maintain this. Good. So now if you think about any other fears, doubts, emotions, or thoughts, or anything else that you're going to scramble at this time, just put that into your mind at this time. Any other uncertainties, any other like fears that I did not mention. And we're just going to scramble the collective thoughts, feelings, and emotions and specifics that you are thinking of at this time that we may have missed. Good. Well, we're also going to scramble the feeling of that needing to hoard toilet paper and bottles of water all the time regarding this. And we're just going to scramble the mad dash energy, the collective feeling of having to fit or belong or be part of the movement regarding this. Good. Okay, so now what we've done, we've broken all that down. Now we're actually going to transform that into something awesome. So regarding this, maybe should we take all this energy and turn it into something good? Cool. So what we're going to do is regarding all this energy, let's add spirit of light, spirit of healing, spirit of acceptance, communication, spirit of faith, of strength, of improved, we're going to raise our immune systems to their optimal functionality at this time, using all this collective energy. We're going to add the feeling of knowing, of safety, of intelligence and precaution. We're going to add the feeling of excitement. We're going to add the feeling of in control, of being at cause, of being okay, of being safe. We're also going to increase the feeling of things will work out for you for your greatest good. Take all this energy and put it into opportunity. Yes, energy. Woo, it's going fast. Just gonna hold my hand for a second. Of forgiveness towards those who might be causing this or might be contributing it. We're also going to add focus of momentum, of feeling capable, and wise. Okay, I'm also going to add the ability for, as you take this scrambling and addition, that it will continue to grow with time on you, that the more you move and talk and do, that this clearing will continue to maintain, will continue to get stronger with time, regardless of your outer influences or inner influences. Good. Going to bring balance and harmony into your family, into your home, into your community regarding this virus, and raise the level of consciousness in yourself, in your home, in the people around you, within 100 miles of where you live. Raise the level of consciousness to its optimal capacity at this time. Good. Okay. And then we're also going to give the spirit of laughter and a spirit of harmony regarding all of these things. And feeling capable and at cause. Good. All right. Is there anything else? Okay, so regarding any of that, if there's anything else that you're wanting to transform at this time and use that energy, we'll just allow you to think it, put it into that intention, and allow yourself to transform that energy into the thing that you're desiring at this time. Okay. Okay, so that is a dowsing session. So thanks, guys. I just wanted to say I appreciate you taking your time with me, and if you had felt a difference and you believe that your mind and your energy can actually make a difference on this planet, then I'm going to encourage you to share this video with your friends, your family, your loved ones. And I want to just give you a special gift for doing so. I find one of the big problems is that after people do this, there's other things that pop up in their life that throw them off. And they're like, man, I wish I could learn how to focus my intention and change things with my mindset and douse and measure my ability of creation and what stops me, and actually find a way to get unstopped. So what I've actually created is a course that I did several years ago called The Bridge to Unstoppable. And this is a course that I want to give to you for free for sharing with 5 people. And there's a link down below you can click, and sharing this with your friends, your family, even if you don't want the course. If you feel like this is helping other people, feel free to share this and empower others to get out of the fear around the coronavirus and all the things that are happening in the economy right now. So feel free to share that. And if you'd like to unlock this course for $97, you can get it for free by sharing it with 5 people. And after you're done with the course, you'll learn how to douse yourself. You'll learn how to muscle test. You'll learn how to tune into your higher power and bridge the gap between the seen and the unseen so that you can actually feel more unstoppable. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me, and I encourage you to go out, make a difference, and don't let the fear dictate how you feel. You let your feelings dictate how things outside of you work in your life. Thanks again, Tyler Watson here. Go out, have an amazing day, go change someone's life, share this video, and we'll see you on the other side.